Hello and welcome to my channel, I Win to Lose Gaming. So I've been cooking up one of the craziest teams out right now in version 1.0 for Wuthering Waves, and I'm super excited to show you guys because this team is absolutely crazy in my opinion. I recently discovered there is this thing called the Dreamless. And in case you're not aware, Havoc Rover is a character that you can obtain and also up to Constellation 2. So we're gonna see what this character can do. So Havoc Rover has a crazy echo that she is by far the best at utilizing. So just look at this. Oh my god. Kurogames, what have you guys been cooking? Yeah, honestly, I'm kind of speechless and I don't really have a full plan for this video. I just wanted to show you guys how absolutely insane the Dreamless Havoc Rover combo is. So this is the Dreamless. It is a new echo that was introduced in version 1.0 on release. And the big thing about this is that it is a one-tap use full echo. This echo is fully compatible with the swap cancel. Just like that, we have two Dreamlesses just out there absolutely demolishing everything with a 1Q, 2Q input. So I wanted to elaborate a bit more on this team. This is a double Dreamless team where both Havoc Rover and another character with the Dreamless, and in this case Danjin, is the best option. Both have the Dreamless and are basically both able to output two Dreamless attacks very fast thanks to the swap cancel tech. The Dreamless is the signature echo for Havoc Rover, who will gain a lot of additional damage if Rover uses the Dreamless right after she uses her Resonance Liberation, and it is by far the best offensive echo in the entire game currently. And based on these numbers in this clip, I believe that this typoed description's 50% additional damage goes into the bonus damage multiplier, but don't quote me on that. Now, if you were like me, I didn't even notice that the Dreamless became available after you complete Story Chapter 6 and unlock Havoc Rover. But after you actually unlock Havoc Rover by beating that Story Chapter 6, you will actually be able to fight the Dreamless as a weekly boss. Now, how do you get Dreamless? This echo is completely busted, so I'm going to show you guys how you can really quickly farm this echo. So basically, you go here with your team and you just do the easiest difficulty right here. And don't claim the rewards or anything like that, just go in and do the easiest difficulty. And it will drop the Dreamless Echo, which you can absorb, and each run takes I don't know, 20 seconds to a minute or so, and sometimes it'll drop it, sometimes it won't. If you are data bank 15 or above, you will start to get gold Dreamless Echoes. And just in I don't know, maybe an hour of farming or so, you can see that I farmed this many Dreamlesses. I've sacrificed quite a few by trying to re-roll them as well, and we can see that I managed to farm a couple of these. So absolutely, I highly recommend everyone who wants one of the craziest team compositions as of right now to give this a try. Now, I also wanted to show you guys a very quick Tower of Adversity run that I did with this team, so it will really show you guys kind of the strengths of this team. Now, first of all, you can just open up like this and you will see the AoE absolutely demolish everything. You can see the ads on the sides are already dead, and here we go. This team is just cleaning up, and basically the way that this team works is that you utilize Rover's ultimate to boost the damage of your Dreamless echoes, and you do a double Dreamless activation with Rover followed up by Danjin, and then you can do whatever, during the off time, like for example just battering up Rover as much as you practically can. So what's also great about this team is that it is not all that difficult to use, especially in comparison to some of the, well, more difficult to use teams. So yeah, I'm sorry this video is not quite as organized as my usual videos, but I just wanted to get this video out there for you guys to see because I can absolutely recommend this. There is just so much burst damage behind this team, as well as just so much AoE, and the fact that this is so easily swap cancelable between Rover's Dreamless activation as well as Danjin's Dreamless activation means that it is such a flexible and easy to use build. Alright, so I wanted to talk about some more details about this double Dreamless build. Now, right now this build is so strong because of the really high multiplier on the Dreamless Echo in comparison to our own talent levels. Currently our talent levels are at, well, level 4 if you've reached Onion level 30 and have leveled your main DPS's talents, which means that you are missing about 33% of your total damage output from your talents. But still, even in the end game, just the pure DPS for how much field time that it takes the character, this still will be really powerful even in the late game. Now, another really awesome thing about the double Dreamless is that yes, while Rover does do a bit more damage after she uses her ultimate, you can still use the double Dreamless attack on both characters without any energy requirements because the Dreamlesses are on a 20-second cooldown. And not only that, but these Dreamlesses have absolutely massive AoE, as we saw in that earlier Tower of Adversity showcase. Now, with my initial testing, I don't actually think Rover's ultimate buffs Danjin's Dreamless's damage, but even then, you know, Dreamless is just such a good echo that it's fine even if Danjin doesn't get that damage buff. And Danjin actually buffs her own Dreamless damage with her flower marking thing as well as her Constellation 1 and Constellation 2. So yeah, this is why I'm using Danjin as the second Dreamless dispenser for this team. And a really neat thing about this being instantly swap cancelable is that you can actually field your third character on the field during the animations while the other two characters are stuck in their Dreamless animations. Your third character can build energy or do whatever while the Dreamlesses are freaking out and killing everything. Now, a really cool part about this build is that it deals a ton of front-loaded nuke damage. If you have Rover's ultimate, obviously she will pop that out. Then you pop two Dreamlesses out, and this front-loaded nuke damage is not only extremely fast, but it is also extremely powerful, as we can see. And the fact is, Havoc Rover will get even better with her free constellations, which I'm certain will get down the road. Yeah, and I almost forgot to share my Havoc Rover's build. So she is using the 5-star Emerald of Genesis, which everyone will get at Onion level 45. Now she is, and her weapon are also only at 60 out of 60, and my echoes are far from perfect. We can see I do have this crit rate main stat echo, and after this, it starts to get a lot more copium. None of them have any more than 3 useful stats, and she's lucky to get 2 stats that actually increase damage. So yeah, it's very far from a perfect build on her, and she can do way more damage in the future with some farming. So of course she is, you know, here are her talents, nothing really remarkable, and here she is at Constellation 2. Now, as for my Danjin's build, her crit ratio is even worse than my Rover's overall, but she's using the Lunar Cutter, and she's of course using this, and she's using a suboptimal cost 4 echo setup, which definitely costs you damage because I don't have enough Havoc main stat pieces. And we can see that she's on like life support echoes. Now my Danjin is at S6, but really it is mainly S1 and S2 that matter the most for her Dreamless damage. As we can see, I rarely use Danjin to be on field to hit the enemy. In fact, I find this team to be better off with Havoc Rover on field because Havoc Rover can build energy for her ultimate, which is where also a big part of this team's damage output comes from. So yeah, I'm just going to ramble a little bit more, but I actually really like this system and concept of signature echoes for specific characters, because this means that Kurogames can at any time actually buff characters in a completely free-to-play friendly and accessible way, assuming that, you know, we can farm that echo as players in the future. And this has huge ramifications for the future potential meta, and this echo here demonstrates just how big of an impact this can have for characters. And like, for example, Havoc Rover, in my opinion, would just be an okay character without this echo, but with this echo, she is, in my opinion, a top tier character, rivaling those of the 5-star DPS characters. So yeah, this is a super accessible playstyle. Really, you just need to farm a lot of Dreamlesses, as well as eventually two Havoc sets for a double Dreamless spam team. Now, I think a triple Dreamless spam team should also be viable / possible, but right now we just don't have the perfect third teammate for that yet. But maybe Kurogames will provide us with a character that can supplement that. I also found this team way easier to use in comparison to, honestly, most other teams, because it is literally just swap canceling the Dreamlesses without too much worry about any of the other issues that really come with the other teams. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this build if you've tried it already, and if you plan to build it yourself. I personally think it's an incredible build, and for me, it is hard to even go back to my GN team, which says a lot about this team. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. This is I Win to Lose, signing out.